What's going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new catch-up review edition. All right, I just watched a movie called Beau is Afraid. Finally, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Parker Posey, and Patty Lupone. A lot of P's there. First of all, anybody who has my personal contacts, phone number, social media, etc., I apologize. All right, my phone recently got stolen. All right, I misplaced it. Went to go check where I set it at. It was gone, so it is obviously stolen. Trust that somebody got that. All right, and don't worry, I'm getting a new phone. I'm working on it right now as we speak. Okay? And I apologize for anybody who's trying to get in contact with me. All right. First of all, for real. That was real. I'm just saying this is the real first of all. This movie portrays a mother and son connection in it. So for that, I have to do mother and son relationships in films and TV. All right. And for some reason, Hollywood loves to play the relationship has to be a sick one game. There can never be a normal mother and son relationship in a film or movie. They even had normal father and daughter relationships in movies, but not mother and son. Not mother and son for some reason. TV and movie. All right, and for the first relationship, I have to talk about Mallory and Sterling Archer from Archer. Yes, the cartoon. It's still a relationship, okay? And we have Mallory, who's cold, calculating, all about herself, and then she has Sterling, who is all about himself too. All right, and a booze hound and a sex hound and everything under the sun, and doesn't care or know about the value of consequences, and that's all because of your mom, bro. She's never gonna admit that. All right. Then we have Annie and Peter Graham from Hereditary. This is a twisted one. All right, because it starts off as a normal, rebellious teenager. He's not gonna listen to your mom sometimes. He doesn't want to be around his parents too much. Wants to be himself, and so it's normal at first. And then a certain event happens. I'm not saying it because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who still has not seen this movie. How have you not seen this movie yet? But anyways, after that happens, it's just no going back. There's no going back. So, needless to say, the relationship is strained strongly. All right, it's out. It's over. It's over. If there was any hope of patching that back up, it's not gonna happen now. All right, the whole family had to fall down on that one. Whew. Next one, Evelyn and Charlie Harper from 2 Men and a Half. Okay, this is a given. All right, it's almost like the Mallory and Sterling thing all over again, but in human form. All right, because she's cold, calculating, all about the money. Charlie is cold, calculating, all about the money, and a sex hound and a booze hound. It's almost the same thing. Like somebody got something from somebody in that idea. I don't know. I'm starting to think about that. It's kind of strange. But yes, it's the same thing. And he has his mother to blame for it. There's even an episode where he keeps visioning the woman he's with as his mother. It's horrible. That's horrible. But funny for the show. All right. Next relationship goes to Rosie and Jojo Betzler from Jojo Rabbit. I was going to do a review on this movie. I don't think I ever did. And I might bring it back. I might go ahead and just do it. All right. But still, we have Rosie Betzler, who's proud and stands for she stands for right. She stands for the right thing. Okay, and she's a very mysterious mother at the same time because she's on the run from something. And I can't give it away because people who ain't seen the movie. She's on the run from something, all right? But she's also a rebel and a leader. And the son just admires his mom. It's like she's like a superhero to him. And in that case, the son becomes somebody to be respected later on. Okay? And, he's a very great character. So it's the reflection of the mother and the son. If the mother is like this, the son's going to be like this. That's pretty much what the movies are showing. Now, hold on. I said they were all sick and twisted relationships. This might be the different one. Okay? This might be the turnaround right here. The exception to the rule. So I take that back. They're not all bad. Because this is a pretty cool relationship right here. All right, even though there's some sad things that happen later on. Of course, within that time period, sad things are bound to happen. But I digress on that one. All right. Next one. Jimmy and Gillian Darmody from Boardwalk Empire. We're back in the sick zone again, guys. We are back in the sick zone again. First of all, when I'm watching the show, you all already noticed that their relationship between each other is way too close already. It's already too creepy. And then a particular episode just puts all that to shame. A little flashback. All right, not even something that happened recently in the show within that time period, but a flashback. They've already consummated things a little further than a mother and a son should. I don't even want to say it, man. Horrible. But it's a crazy scene to watch. Come on, man. Then there's Norm and Norman Bates. Now, this is from Psycho, of course. This is needless to explain. All right, because I'm also blending the movie and the show. All right, Bates Motel or Hotel, whichever. All right, so with the movie, you don't. Okay. Spoiler alert. People who never seen this movie ever, I know what you're doing with your life. But the mother is dead. And the whole time, Norman Bates is dressing up as his own mother. So there are a lot of just mental issues there already. And then you have the show, which is a flashback. And you get to actually see just how sick their relationship is. Now, I grant you, I've never seen the show. I had never seen the show. And I've seen bits and pieces of the movie because the movie's been out. I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know what's going on. All right. Never seen the show, but from the clips I've seen or advertisements, I kind of get it. What's going on, and they're pretty much doing what Jimmy and Gillian are doing. All right. I can just guess it. I don't even need to know the whole detail of it. It looks like that's going on. All right. So why must you do this? Why must you do this, Hollywood? Last relationship to speak about. Mary and Raymond Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond. This is it. At first, this was not seen like a bad mother and son relationship, but at the same time, it is bad. It is bad because this man is, when the show was going on, he was in his late 40s, probably, or whatever, at the time. And your mother is still treating you like you're 10 years old. And she still acts as if she wants to change your diapers. And you don't have diapers. and do everything for you, feed you and everything, and you are way past a grown man. You are a grown man with kids and a wife. All right, so it's and then it's poor Robert Barone. He's getting the gist of it because he's getting neglected. He's the black sheep, even though he's a cop and all this other stuff, but he is still the black sheep in the eyes of Marie. All right, and that's just a messed up situation to be in. You have to sit here and watch this whole thing going down, and you're like the one who's being like the neglected son. So yeah, there's a whole lot going on in that show besides the laughs and the funny parts. All right, so in a way, it's definitely sick. It's definitely sick. All right, and now we have Beau and his mother, Matka, whatever her weird name is. All right. And my question is, are they as sick as the rest of this list? We're about to find out. Let's go. Beau is afraid. For those that don't know, for those that are aware, I'll say this. You were aware for long enough, for a minute, if not too long. All right. So I know this was advertised for a moment, and then the glow of it just kind of died down because I'm sure people went to see the movie and they had their opinions. We'll get to that in a little bit, but it was out there. You know about it. You know about it because you're already checking for other movies from Ari Aster. All right, you're checking for it like I'm checking for it, so you know about it. Don't play me. Don't play around. All right. Penalty. Beau's afraid. It's pretty much about, of course, a guy named Beau. Has some issues already. Anxiety issues. He's definitely an introvert. All right. Afraid to leave his house too much. Has a mother who's still controlling and manipulating over his mind in a way. She has a way of just getting to him. And this man is in his 40s, his late 40s, 48. And she's still controlling this man. And he's a nervous wreck and he needs all kind of medication just to be a normal person. All right. Top of it, man's never had sex at his age. A lot of frustration there. A lot of frustration. There's a reason he's never had sex yet. All about the mother still. All about that mom. Okay? So, he's dealing with his life as it is. It's now the celebration of his father, not a celebration, but the reunion of his father's death. And they have to meet back up. He has to get on that plane ride to go meet his mom, like he always does. But this time, while getting ready, he leaves his keys and luggage outside, comes back, they're gone. Sounds familiar. And so it didn't really happen. And so he gets on the phone with his mom, and of course, she gaslights him into as if it was his fault. It kind of was. But she makes it look like he did it on purpose. Like he's lying. Like that didn't happen. And she puts the guilt on him. And so now he must make it happen. He must find a flight. He must find a way to get to his mom. He's tripping. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. He's panicking about this. And so he takes his medicine. A lot of stuff happens in between this. A lot of stuff just goes off the rails. He takes his medicine without the water that his doctor warned him to do. All right. He has to go to the store to get the water. While he's going to the store, all these people off the street, because this remind you, the street where he lives, it's crowded with crazies. The crazies go into his apartment for some reason. And chaos pursues. Okay. And now he's on the journey of a very confusing day. All right. Very confusing day as Beau trying to get to his mom because of the guilt. All right. And that's really the premise. That's really the premise. Because if I say too much more, I'm going to spoil it. All right. Positives. This movie had a high dosage level of insanity to it. Just the part you heard about the people on the street rushing into the apartment complex and going straight to his apartment. Okay? That alone. Why? How? Why? Where does he live? I assume it's somewhere in New York. It looks like it. I'll give it that much right now. But what the hell is happening? What the hell is going on with that? Okay? This makes no sense. It's so crazy. There's so much things going on in this movie that is just outrageous. Stuff that would never happen in real life. Not even. You wouldn't even, this wouldn't even happen in fiction. It's that crazy, okay? It's too crazy for fiction. But for one thing, it keeps you on your toes and it keeps you entertained. And it kept me entertained. I'll put it like that. Another positive. This movie was a mind F. All right, it was a mind F because there are obviously some games being played with his mind. All right, throughout this, it's something is being tested within him through this whole movie. On his whole adventure, just to get to his mother, there's all kinds of obstacles in his way. Things that just don't look right, okay? They don't look right. Something is off about this entire adventure. I wouldn't even call it an adventure. Not for him. This is hell for him. This man gets kidnapped. This man gets hit, electrocuted, I think, stabbed. Man. How much more can he go through? But who's setting this into motion? What is setting this into motion? Why must he go through all this angst and anguish? And it also messes with the audience's brain. So it's one of those films where, that's what Ari Aster likes to do. Make you think, make you pay attention to the detail. I say I had to watch this twice. I'll just let you know right now. I had to watch this movie twice just to catch on to some things in there. Okay? So yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Another positive. There are subtle hints of dark humor in here. Okay, there's a part where, like, a play is being performed, and for some reason, I guess once the lady he's supposed to, settle down with, once the face becomes clearer, it's a man playing the lady in the play, and sometimes she'll look like a man, and that delivery and the timing on that reveal of the face, I thought that was hilarious. It was a little sick and disturbing, hilarious at the same time. There are other things in here that there's some slight humor, but you have to catch it. You have to catch it real quick. All right, because your mind's already gonna be just discombobulated from what's going on. So when that humor hits, it's gonna be like, oh, what? What? Oh, let me rewind that. What did I just hear this right? So it's some funny dark humor in here, man. I appreciate that. I appreciated every moment of that humor. Trust me, I love that. I love stuff like this. I didn't expect it from an Ari Aster movie. He's mostly about just playing with your head and, the horror aspect of things. But for him to do that, love it. I love that part. I love that. Okay. Last positive. There's a double twist to this movie. Okay. Not only is one thing answered, I'm sorry, another question is answered as well. Of course, I can't mention either one of them. But let's just say it explains Beau a lot in one rap. Okay, it explains Beau's life really quick, it opens up some other doors about him that you wouldn't think they would explore in this movie. I've never seen a movie do this. This is put it like that. I've never seen a movie do what they're doing in this film. Be warned. You have been warned now. Okay? Just think about it. Just think about it. Okay? When you start watching a movie, if you have my powers, you might catch on towards the middle of the movie. Maybe. Negatives. How long did his medication last? Okay, he took medication, so I was wondering, with some of these things, did the medication make him see some of the stuff? Because there was some weird crap in here. There was some stuff that just should never happen. Just odd happenings. Like there's a part where, okay, why would there be and I'm sure in New York, I've heard in New York there are crazies all over the street sometimes. But he ran out of his house for some reason, butt naked. And the scene before that was just insane because this man was stuck on the wall, the ceiling, while he was in a bathtub. And I think that was supposed to be like a metaphor or something, I guess. I don't know. And it kept saying, help me, help me, help me. And then it fell in the tub with him. And it started wrestling. And fast forward. Skip real fast. All right. Just weird stuff like that. No. All right. Then he gets hit by a car later on. And he's, what? And then, oh my God. I haven't gotten to the best of it. All right. But stuff like this keeps occurring throughout the movie between all the interesting parts. And the stuff that was not needed didn't make any sense. So it had to be the medication. But since that was not explained, I don't like that. I don't like that, okay? Another negative. The play scene was a definite filler. You know how animes have fillers? And the more fillers they have, the worse the anime is. Well, the play was the filler for this movie. It's a play that's set when he meets this little troupe, like a traveling group of actors, I guess, or whatever, theater people. And they have a play. And it's kind of explaining a little bit what he's been going through, oddly. And that play was a little too long. That's where actually I fell asleep. I had to rewind because I kept falling asleep on that play. That boring ass play. All right, it killed me. It killed me inside. It killed my soul. Why so long? Why so damn long? Okay, the play could have been wrapped up in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It was longer than 5 minutes. Okay, just weird stuff that barely had anything to do with what he was going through. Then there was some things that he was going through that the play did talk about, but it just was weird. It was strange, and not in a good way. Another negative. Beau was too whiny. All he did was whine. It's not even like his last character in The Joker. It's not even like that. And he was, he had his issues, but it was entertaining for his character. This character in here, if it wasn't for the rest of the movie, Beau alone couldn't carry that. Let's just put it like that, all right? Last negative. What? Why did this movie go on so long? After the little climax and the double twist, there was a certain scene that came up warning you that just shouldn't have been in the movie. It didn't help. It didn't add to it. It didn't take anything away from it. It's just a waste of time. But I have to give this an I go. All right. Besides the filler, this was a decent movie. You should really watch this. Okay. Don't listen to me. Watch this movie. But it just Press that like button, subscribe. You better share this.